Because for Roosevelt Island going forward, the concept of having garbage pickup on an island in a community that hasn't had it for 40 years, to us, that's not being environmentally friendly. It's imposing into our community an environmental hazard that has not existed previously. So that was my question.
Okay, so there's two pieces to it. The current system, as you know, is a garbage-only system, and it's only for residential. It's not for commercial. It doesn't do recycling. The system, when we first started the project, it was over 3 years ago, actually even before I joined the project, there were meetings with NVAC to discuss the situation, whether the campus could be hooked up. The recommendation was that because it's more than a mile away from the center, that it couldn't be hooked up in its current form. There would have to be dramatic upgrades, including a change to a 3-pipe system for recycling as well. So we said we didn't think that was going to happen, that sort of island-wide upgrade was going to happen. And even if it did, we weren't sure if it could still be strong enough to take the garbage. So the recommendation was made by NVAC that we not connect, and we took that recommendation. In terms of why we didn't do it on the campus itself is a couple of reasons. The first is that the goal, as we understood it from the community, was to reduce the amount of garbage truck traffic. Right? So first of all, Goldwater Hospital was serviced by garbage trucks. It was never part of ABAC. Our understanding was that the way an ABAC system works is it brings garbage to a central location on the campus, but you would still need trucks in order to remove it from the campus. Well, you're whispering garbage. Well, again, that is an entirely different system that you're talking about. Again, it's an entirely different system because we don't. Yeah, my understanding is it goes out by trucks. Yeah, and creating a waterfront barge system, as you know, this has been, the borough president's not here anymore. For many years, there's been a long-standing discussion in the city about transferring garbage to a barge. Besides, we don't actually own the waterfront property. But not a commercial. I mean, you know, the issue, again, the issue for us was that we didn't feel at that point that there was a clear path toward building a very expensive system. And she was saying the other night, again, quoted in the press, and I don't know whether this is right or not, but she was quoted saying it's going to be a $12 million system. From our perspective, what it would do is simply collect the garbage on a site, and then we would have to truck it off anyway. So that's one of the major reasons that we decided not to.
Andrew, I've been bitching about trucks for 3 years. Thank you. Thank you. We are very relieved. I feel safe on Main Street. I know there are problems. I trust you are going to address every one of them, but those barges look very sweet.
Hi, my name is Christina Delfico, and I just want to thank you for a great presentation. It's so exciting. It's going full steam ahead. I just have a comment and then a request as you do what you're doing, which is really great. First and foremost, thank you for Diane for all the work with the school. And it's exciting. I echo what the borough president said. Let's make the school #1 in tech. And I'm really excited to hear you talk about parents and families, because that generation will need help and will be learning at the same time as their children, which will be very, very exciting. So thank you for continuing that, moving that forward. I would urge, as you work with the school, that when you all look for funding sources, you also look for new sources of funding beyond our traditional city official sources that we utilize, as much of the community does tap into our elected officials. So we're excited by Cornell Tech's further reach to sponsors and alum and other developers and partnerships beyond our scope of the who's who in our world of elected officials that support other areas on the island. And I wanted to ask Jane about the seniors, the disabilities and technology for seniors. I think maybe a few months ago you had mentioned a senior survey would come out. I don't know if that's not ready yet, but I was curious about the state of that. And then the last thing that's connected is, you guys talked about an exciting new program, the Health Tech Curriculum, which is phenomenal. And that this community and others could actually pose a question or a problem in health today, or elderly, or seniors, or disabled. And I wanted to know how we might be able to do that as a community, because we all know project-based learning is the way to go, and how exciting for this community and others to pose a problem that your tech curriculum graduate students solve. So.
All right, let me say that we've been talking to a lot of people in terms of what we're going to do, because this evolves a bit. In our most recent conversation with Borough President Brewer about some of these things, and we had a great discussion about working with seniors in particular, and including and working in terms of their analysis of OATS. Are you familiar with OATS? So we're the Borough President, pardon me? No, but not everybody does. Or Older Adult Technology Services, run by Tom Hamner. And he's terrific, so that's our sort of one of our next steps to do, because, and also, like you say, we have health tech, but we also have students that are interested in, like the palette project that we're talking about. So there's some internal ways that we can connect our seniors and our disabled, both with our students and our faculty, and we're researching those ways now.
So if we wanted to apply or pose a question, in the future there'll be a mechanism that you'll tell the community how we might be able to do that, or is it more internally on your campus?
We're open to any suggestions that you might, is that what you mean, Christina? That you might have, yes, we'll take all of those back. We're delighted, to hear, to have suggestions, absolutely.
Okay, I think that would be really inclusive, but of course you have deadlines and timelines, so it'd be nice to inform the community how they might go about doing something like that.
Okay, well, we can talk more about that. That'd be an exciting idea.
Thank you.
Oh,
Hi, I'm Ellen Pallaby. I'm the co-chair of the RIC board. And I just want to say thank you. Rick, as you all probably know, presented Cornell with a long list of requests when Cornell first came here. And tonight, I'm just so pleased to see that you have gone through every single one of our requests and have talked about how you're meeting them. So, and the final request about the school was just brilliant, and we're very pleased to see that. I know that the school is meeting with Diane and working on the request, a more beefed up vision for the future, and it's quite nice. So thank you for doing that.
Your work.
And thank you all the elected officials for helping out as well. So it's really nice to see everybody working in one direction.
All right, thank you. Is there anybody else? Okay, everyone, thank you so very much for coming tonight. We appreciate it. Stop by and see us in the gallery. And,